Hello, this is the first ever tarot video that I've recorded where you can see my face and hear my voice. Today we're going to talk about my new tarot deck, which is this one, the Book of Shadows by Andrea Aste. Look at it, lovely, shiny. So I've got my mug of coffee. Let's get started. I met Andrea Aste last year on Arnel Ando's Tarot Tour of Italy, so it was 2015, and he impressed me with his wit, his enthusiasm, and of course his artwork for this fantastic project that he was creating, this Book of Shadows. It was going to be a movie, a book, and a tarot deck, and I knew from just talking to him that one time that I really wanted to get involved in the project, and ta-da! When the Kickstarter went live, I signed up for it, and yesterday the postman delivered me of this, my very own Book of Shadows. So let's dig in. So as you can see, the box is absolutely lovely. It's very sturdy. It's got, get it the right way around, it's got a flip top front, secures with magnets as you can see there, and inside you have the book. Yep, the Book of Shadows, I've got it the right way up, and also the deck of cards. I had meant to do this as an unboxing video, but frankly I don't know how you can all contain yourselves when packages come through the door. Within 2 minutes of the postman putting this in my hand, I had the packaging ripped to shreds and was sitting in a pile of cellophane. So anyway, this is my little review of the deck, which I hope you find useful. The box, as I say, very sturdy. It also has a little pull ribbon here, so it means that you can lift your cards out of the deck, out of the box, without having one or two cards that stick flat against the back of the box and you end up ruining your nails or ruining your cards trying to get the card out. So anyway, here we are. We've got the cards and we've got the book. So the book is in softback. It is 160 pages long and it is richly illustrated throughout in full colour. It includes 7 spreads that were created by the backers of the Kickstarter project. Now, on the other hand, in the book we only have 2 pages for divination, and those 2 pages focus exclusively on the major arcana. This is because the book is part of the entire Book of Shadows project, which consists of not just the deck but also a documentary style film. The whole package immerses you in a fantastical, magical world where the Book of Shadows is threatened by a sinister group called Umbra, so it's all good fun. However, I wouldn't describe this as an accompanying book in the usual sense of the word. The book is witty, an entertaining collection of snippets, and it reminds me a little of Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities, which I know is a favourite of Andrea's and is quoted towards the end of the book. So, are you ready now to see the cards? So this is an 80 card deck. The 2 supplementary cards I've scanned for you here. One is of a card reader and the other one is of a township on the back of some kind of elephant-like creature. What could you use them for? You could use the reader as a significator maybe, and the other one as a wild card, or you could choose to leave them out, use them as bookmarks, or even get them framed. The deck itself is really good quality. It's about the same size as the Rider-Waite. Lo Scarabeo, the Italian card manufacturers, have been involved in the production of the deck, and I believe that they are going to be distributing the deck too, so if you like it, you'll be able to grab yourself a copy there. So we're looking at the 4 aces here. As you can see, we have fairly recognisable suits. We have wands, we have swords, we have cups, and we have discs. The discs are depicted by these dragons with their tail in their mouth, and although that's a symbol that I tend to associate with wands, it doesn't really detract from the fact that it's being used for a Pentacles discs suit here. So the mythology of this deck is that it is the original tarot deck, the mother of all tarot decks, if you will. And so it is based on a Marseille type deck, or should I say the Marseille deck is based on this one. I've scanned here for you one card from each suit, and as you can see, it's quite easy to tell when cups would be reversed, for example, but with the other suits it may be slightly more tricky because of the Marseille styling in the pips. So now we move on to the major arcana. The whole deck, as you can see, is beautifully illustrated in black and red ink. If you take a look at the Fool, he is unnumbered, which is very traditional. And when we get along to see the card number 13, which is normally called Death, he's unnamed, which again is very much in line with the traditional tarot decks. As you can see, the cards are fairly standard, recognisable in their imagery. What we're looking at just now is the Magician, the High Priestess and the Empress. I think Andreas could have another job as a fashion designer if he ever decides to give up the illustration. All the cards are numbered in the major arcana, but they don't have names on them. Instead, they've got these hieroglyphs that Andrea has created for them, and the 2 pages in the book that are concerned with divination actually crack the code for these little glyphs. This is very useful in that you don't have names or keywords on the card, but you do have a code that tells you the name and the keyword. As is befitting the mother of all decks, you will find that Justice is at position 8 and Strength is at 11. As you can see, Death there only has a number, he doesn't have any kind of hieroglyph to indicate a name. I really love how Andrea has managed to capture real personality in just a few lines in the card's expressions. I think his hands are fantastic, and the style of it is kind of Zentangly. If you do Zentangles, you'll probably appreciate the way that he's coloured the cards. So that concludes my review into the Book of Shadows by Andrea Aste, and I really hope that you have enjoyed it. I am off for a well-deserved gin and tonic.